Providence College breaking into a new business.
The Dan Yorke State of Mind program is brought to you in part by Lookout Rhode Island and Taco Comfort Solutions.
It's not like the grocery business or something. It's just it's a new version of education. I mean, what are they doing? What are they doing over there? It's a new education field. It's an old education field. It's one of the most important education fields we have. And I am worried, and experts much smarter than me about it are really worried that this field is going to be a challenge in the next 5 or 10 years. COVID did a lot to damage it, and that is the nursing field. Providence College is beginning a new nursing school. And of course, the formal name will be the School of Nursing and Health Sciences. And it adds to their repertoire of excellence. And we're just here to kind of shoot the breeze about it. And so, I found some low-level people over at PC to come in here and talk it all up. So this guy, I understand, is the president of the college. Lo and behold, the Reverend Kenneth Sicard, I'm really honored to have you here.
Dan, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
And you brought another, the dean of what's going to be the new School of Nursing and Health Sciences, Dr. Kyle McInnis. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
It's awesome. It's awesome to be here. Before we get into the nitty-gritties on the world of nursing and health sciences and why PC decided to embark on all of this, how's school?
School is great. We have just enrolled our largest ever freshman class and the brightest class we've ever enrolled. Things are going just phenomenally well. Coach Cooley has extended his contract with us, so he's going to be with us for a good long time.
All right, now listen, you walked into it. Now listen, I said to Father pretty the shot, the only thing we're really going to talk about is Cooley's contract. And it's obviously on his brain. I'll save that kicker to the end. But no, it's the basketball program has been, and especially with the run last year and the Big East Championship and all that kind of stuff, has been not only a quality of life, get away from it all asset.
Yep.
But the business of sports is incredible, right?
And it's changing.
Yeah, in a big way.
Yeah.
And he's your mainstay.
Oh, he's one of our best ambassadors, and he's in many ways the face of Providence College for us.
Let me jump to it though.
Okay.
Is there any relationship between the success of the basketball program, both on a notoriety and financial level, to the ability to go into the School of Nursing and Science? Is there any connection at all?
I wouldn't say a direct relationship, because the applicants for this current year, the academic year, they applied before we had the great successful basketball season. Now, is it going to help us with the nursing school? I believe it will.
Because?
To put us on the map again.
Sure.
And it was such an exciting year, and it was so great for school spirit. If anybody watched the games and you saw our students and the student sections, it was just outstanding. And Father Shanley was always really passionate about sports and men's basketball. And last year I got engaged in ways that I never had before, and it was just outstanding. I traveled with the team a number of times and got to know the guys well.
You weren't singing Taylor Swift, though, were you?
There was a friar who was doing that, though, not me. But it was just such a great year, and it did a lot for the college. It really did.
So you're scheduled to begin this new endeavor when?
So we'll welcome our first class a year from now, the fall of '23.
Because you got to ramp it up. You got to get
We are ramping it up.
You got to put out the brochures. You got to put out the marketing. You got to let everybody know that you're in the business of making nurses.
We're doing that already.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. Hard to do to build a program that hasn't previously existed?
It comes with its challenges, but again, I think, as you alluded to early, the need is off the charts. And so the interest, the demand from students is off the charts. We could open up a nursing program at every college in the state and in New England, we still wouldn't be able to fill the demand. we're literally turning away hundreds, if not thousands, of qualified students who can't get a seat in a program.
So, Doc, tell me what your background is to be able to lead this charge.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. So, my background is in health sciences. Actually, I'm not a nurse, but I've have a 32-year career in health sciences. I spent most of that in the Boston area, teaching, a professor, and doing research in academic medicine. My area is prevention and healthcare. And I was a founding dean of, actually, this is deja vu all over again. Started a program at another college in Massachusetts from the ground up, and that program's doing really well. So Father kind of tapped me and said, let's do it again, and let's do it here at Providence.
So it's a kind of a been there, do that. Is there a thrill that comes along with building a new field inside an academic institution?
I look at it as a once in a lifetime, but in this case it ended up being twice in a lifetime opportunity to be able to start something from scratch. And you look at it 10, 20 years, that, you know, when you're long gone from that institution, you say, you know, I had a hand in it, and we had a great team that was able to celebrate that. So we're looking at that the same way at PC.
So talk to me about this. Well, clearly the business of academia has to be evaluated with the same kind of professionalism that any other major corporation would take a look. What's the market look like? Is it fertile? Can we sustain? Can we succeed? Will it cash flow? All of those kinds of things. What did Providence College see in terms of the market need out there? Is it a local market need that you're looking to fill, or is it, you know, a more peripheral, national need?
I mean, we certainly want to help the Rhode Island economy and the shortage of nurses in Rhode Island. We'd love to address that, but it won't be limited to that. There's a national shortage.
I mean, kids come from all over to go to
all
PC.
over, all over.
So it's not like, all due respect, it's not CCRI.
Yep.
It's not RIC.
Yep.
And to a certain extent, it's not URI. I mean, there's much more of a regional pull.
Yep. We're unique, and I mean, I think the quality of the program we're going to provide is going to educate some tremendous, tremendous nurses. And again, it's not only to meet the needs here in Rhode Island, but nationally and even internationally. And I think this is so aligned with our mission as a Catholic college that I think this is just...
Meaning what?
Meaning, for example, tending the sick is one of the corporal works of mercy in the Catholic Church. St. Catherine of Siena, a Dominican saint, is the patron saint of nursing. And there's a long, long history of the Church's involvement in nursing. Religious orders of sisters were doing nursing before anybody else. And, you know, in our own country, sisters are running major hospitals when women couldn't even vote. So this is such a part of the Catholic culture and such an important ministry in the church that it just seems so perfect for Providence College. And it's something I've dreamed of for a long time. And when I was made president, the board said, think big and bold, and this, I thought it's got to be a school of nursing. And
instinctively?
Instinctively.
Without having looked at research or any of those
we did our
things.
homework, but even instinctively.
I mean, well, the decision to do so, yes, but your instinct was that was one of the things you wanted to build.
My instinct was that was one of the things that was missing at Providence College.
Huh.
Yep.
When we come back, we'll talk about how you build it and will they come. Stay with us. So, yeah, there'll be a lot of nursing students wearing those sweatshirts, no doubt, at Providence College. The Nursing Health Sciences project here begins with students next year. You know, my own daughter is in the health sciences field, went to another Catholic college, Sacred Heart, down in Connecticut. And, I was fascinated, she's a speech pathologist, but I was fascinated by the infrastructure that they had to build in order to accommodate this goal. And so their health sciences building, I don't know if you've seen it down at Sacred Heart, but it is fabulous. It's like a hospital. It's like its own hospital. So infrastructure is really important in this whole thing. What is the infrastructure plan for the new nursing school.
We're going to knock down an existing residence hall that once was a hospital, and we're building a brand new school of nursing, 100,000 square feet, state of the art in every way. Kyle can tell you about that, but we're going to begin demolition at the end of the spring semester and hopefully break ground for the new school in the fall.
Assimilation to real life work is got to be so key to a nursing school. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so simulation is a way to prep and add part of the training. It's essential, particularly as we are somewhat limited in real live time or patient training in hospitals because of the nursing shortage, so that puts more of a demand. So we turn the tables a bit and have more in-class simulation. So we're creating a simulation hospital in this new building, and that will really provide state-of-the-art training. And that has really become standard in healthcare education, is to have this really driven through technology. It literally does what it says it's to do, and that is it simulates patients.
Talk to me about something we mentioned earlier, which is what COVID has done to all of us, right? But just the idea, the nurses on the front lines, I mean, the term burnout it rolls off their tongues like that, right? And so there's a shortage in the current space. What's the projection? Is anybody getting their hands around what the industry is going to face and what it's going to need in the next 2 to 20 years? And is it contemplated in terms of how you're approaching your project here?
Definitely. I mean, I think it's going to get worse before it's going to get better. That's why
in the field.
In the field.
Yeah.
And I think that's why this, for us, is an exciting opportunity to lend a hand and to collaborate with our other institutions here in Rhode Island, and really, make a difference.
But you're telling me that the market for the kids coming in is fertile.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
So COVID didn't shake them out of their desire to be nurses?
No.
It did the opposite, which was very surprising to us. But the data shows that the number of applicants into nursing schools has increased since COVID.
Why?
And a lot of that,
Why?
Well, I think a lot of that too is rightfully so. I mean, these are heroes.
Yes.
People that are on the front line, and you think about, we think about nursing as a calling. It's very much like a teacher. And for nurses who see that and they have this in their heart, to have that calling to make a difference, and they see what's happening in the real world, I think it's just really touched that part of their heart to go out there and really pursue this.
Well, look, it's a wonderful thing for a kid to decide that he or she, more she's than he's in nursing, right? But plenty of he's, right?
That's right.
It's an equal opportunity deal there. It's easy for them to say, I want to be a hero, and I want to do something that gives me satisfaction. It's another thing to make it in this world, economically. What's the current status of compensation and employment for a nurse these days?
Great. Signing bonuses and everything that you
Well,
want.
in times of crisis, yes.
It's been this way for a while.
So what does great mean? What is a PC nursing school grad projected in 5 years think they're going to come out in the world and make for a living annually?
5 years in practice?
No. When they graduate, they become you're hired. You're at Rhode Island Hospital. You just blah blah blah.
Yeah, they'll hover around the 6 figures. In
Really?
Early career.
Sure.
Yeah. Especially if
As a
if they're
single
gonna-
nurse, just starting out.
Sure.
If they're going to do overtime, and there's certainly plenty of that to go around, there's lots of opportunities.
Well-
It does depend on the specialty and all that kind of thing, but it's solid.
And they're guaranteed a job.
It is a recession-proof career.
Yes.
There's no
That's right.
doubt about
Yep.
that.
That's right.
But, Father, let's not kid ourselves. Along with prestige comes a big price ticket to go
Yes.
to PC.
Yep.
What is so that the parent and the student that are eyeballing opportunities, Jessica wants to be a nurse. Okay, let's look at all the nursing schools. And this one is 32.5 to go. And then this, and gosh knows, what is the current rate of tuition at PC?
A little bit over $70,000.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, you know, been there, done that. And look, I'm not arguing the value.
Yeah.
I'm just.
I mean, students are drawn to Providence College because of the quality of education they're getting. We're a liberal arts school. We have some really great professional programs, but they're going to be trained to think critically. Students are drawn to the life at PC. We're a really popular school, and we provide we have a great academic reputation, and we provide a wonderful education to these students.
All that.
Yep.
You don't, Father, you don't have to legitimize the decision to go to PC. But when mom and dad are figuring it out, and the 18-year-old is not that smart. Listen, I've been through it. My kid's 27, been through the whole thing, grad school, the whole bit. You know, my wife did an incredible thing with my daughter. She encouraged her to take a psych test. That's not to go to a psychiatrist, but to take a psychological exam that would show interests and tendencies and what would give her satisfaction. And health sciences ended up being very apparent that came off of there. Are we helping kids make good decisions about going into these kinds of schools to make sure that they, A, are going to thrive, B, that they're going to get a return on investment? Because the ticket is a big one to punch.
Sure.
Yes?
Yeah.
It's, like I said, not going away. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, all the data is there.
Meaning the jobs aren't going to go away.
The jobs aren't going to go away. And then, again, if this is something under consideration by any student interested in healthcare, it's dominating the top, the U.S. World News and Reports, just dominating that list year after year after year.
Do you think it's because of this, because of the reputation of the field, because of this you know, heroic experience that we've had, the innate wanting to help people, or it's because of these projections that it's a recession-proof gig?
I think students are interested in return on investment, and parents certainly are, and that's never been a problem at PC. I think our graduates do very well, but I think there's more to it than that. I really do. Again, we see this as a vocation for these students, and they're going to get a really strong liberal arts core that's going to prepare them to think critically, which is so important for nurses. And I think that's where we excel, where some other programs that are a lot less money probably wouldn't be as good as what we're going to provide for these students. They're going to be well-rounded. They're going to come out with a terrific liberal arts education.
Why does a nurse have to be well-rounded?
Think critically. Think intelligently, to converse intelligently, to know how to relate to patients and families.
All that.
All of it. All that.
When we come back, we'll talk about the local landscape and how PC fits into it with the nursing school. Stay with us. During the break, hey, by the way, with the number of positions that weren't renewed in nursing, or licenses that weren't renewed in this last go-around, 2021, 22, we probably don't have enough students coming out of the system here in the region to fill those jobs, right?
That's absolutely right.
So let me ask you: are you a welcome? This is give me as much of as objective an answer as you can. Are you a welcome player now into the nursing community between URI, CCRI, Rick, and all the other partners? Are you talking with them? Are you networking with them?
We are, and we're all part of a state board that has representation from all the schools, and so I think that's really been the catalyst to bring us together. We certainly could do more together, and that's one of the things that here at PC we're interested in. How do we collaborate? What are we doing together? How can PC be a leader in that area and bring us because none of us alone are going to solve the demand issue, but together I think kind of a coalition approach. So I think there's an opportunity for more collaboration across the state. We'll be looking to be part of that.
Is there a sense of relief on the part of the other institutions that you're actually providing a little bit more help to the industry?
I think PC is so well respected with our peers that I think that was evident and very welcoming.
How do you get all the faculty talent to come in and build this school?
We do national searches for all of our faculty positions, and so I think we're going to attract some really good faculty. And you know, in the past few months, unsolicited, we've received emails from nursing PhDs or women who are finishing PhD programs in nursing saying, I'd love to teach at Providence College. And you know, 2 in a parish I help out at have approached me and would really be interested in teaching at PC.
How many new positions have you added for the school, or will add?
You can answer that, Carl.
Yeah, so we call it our hiring roadmap because we have to manage this. There's so many. Overall, there'll be about 50-ish positions over the next 5 to 6 years.
Wow. And how many students do you expect to enroll in year 1?
Yep. So we're going to start out with about 50 students per class for just the nursing. We'll also have, like your daughter in the health sciences, an equal number there. We'll grow that up.
Are you going to grow that, the PT, the OT, the speech pathology, all that kind of stuff inside the health sciences
Well, probably not right away
thing?
in therapy, more so in the sciences. So
Gotcha.
health science, which what that does is it allows our students to prepare for those careers, take all of their prerequisites as an undergraduate, and then they can decide which direction do they want to go into any of those fields.
All right, well, let's give me a 10-second response on this basic question. What will PC provide that's unique and different and extraordinary for, you know, a family to decide to go there because you haven't done it before, right?
Yeah.
What is it?
Our reputation precedes us, I think, and the quality of the program we're going to provide is going to be top drawer, and I think with all of the
With
other
all the
things,
certifications, all the affiliations,
everything.
all the things,
All
all
that.
that stuff,
All the boxes will be checked.
all those
All that.
boxes.
I
will be
think,
checked.
as Father said, we have a nationally acclaimed liberal arts foundation, and those skills, you know, it's competency-based licensing in the field, and what does that mean? It means you need to differentiate and be able to go through problems and eliminate all those things.
Well, listen, good luck. It's awesome to have you.
Thank you.
I only got 10 seconds. How much dough cool you get?
He's happy and we're happy.
Good to see you.
Good to see
We're all
you
happy.
too. Thank you.
Congratulations on the
Thank you.
decision.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Final word when we come back. Stay with us. We'll see you weekdays 3 to 6 on WPRI and back here next week. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.